Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. So, Tiger 90 fans, had a parcel arrive today from the legend that is Patrick Seeger down in Suffolk, and I think I've got enough bits to start building my engine, which is brilliant. So, there's engine parts over there, there are engine parts there, and a cup of tea. Got to have a cup of tea. So, I've got conrod bolts there. That's the bit I needed to start the engine. So I've got conrod bolts, big end shells. I'm going to put my crank together. Crank's over here, crank's there, look. So I'm going to get that and I'm going to put it in the vise, and I've got a torque wrench, and I'm going to put it all together, and it's going to be brilliant. Right, I've got some other parts as well. I'll take you over to the bench and show you. Hello and welcome to the cup of tea on the bench cam. I've got my tea. Right, so I've got the correct length push rods. These are the same size as my old ones there, the LF Harris ones. I've got the wrong ones before. I had 500 ones, a couple of millimeters too long. That's all sorted now. I've got, can you see here on the video? Just about. I've got 4 new countersunk screws. These go on the cam plates that hold the cams in the engine. I've got the crankshaft seal for the left hand side of the engine. I've got 2 new dome nuts, very shiny, for my rockers. I've got new tappets, lovely jubbly there with new nuts, because these will get rounded straight away, so that's good. I've got new barrel bolts for the base of the engine. I don't have any washers the right size, but what I do have is washers that are the wrong size, and I put them on a bolt, and I'm going to turn them down to make them the right size. They're stainless, very nice. So that's another little job to do on the lathe. I've got big end shells, standard size there. I've got the connecting rods here. The connecting rods were marked up, so this is cylinder number 2, and this is cylinder number 1 there. Slightly different bolts than the ones that are in it, different thread, later version, better, kind of, well, whatever. So these quarter width to undo these ones 1/2 inch at the end. 1/2 inch socket ready to go. Torque wrench set to 27 foot-pound, ready to put those in. It wasn't set like that in the drawer. I did leave it completely unwound. I know the rules, because I know people will comment. So they're ready to go in, or go on the crank, and then the crank is ready to go in the engine. So first things first, I might need the vise, which is down there, to do this. I'm going to do that. I've got some engine build oil here, lovely. So I think we're going to have to cue some music and take you to the in the vise crank conrods being put on cam. Okay, welcome to other end of the bench cam, where the crank is in the vice cam. Right, so what I've done is I've put the conrods in with a little bit of build oil, and if I put them there, oh yeah, that wasn't slow motion, that was real time. That's exactly how we want them to fit. Lovely. No, well, side to side, but there's no playing nose at all. Fantastic. What I haven't done, I haven't torqued them up, right? Because in the book, you can measure the stretch on them instead of measuring the torque. And I'm just intrigued to test it, right? So, a bit more tea. Tea helps. So I've got my torque wrench set, ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure the length of a couple of these bolts. Right, so this one is, let's get that right, 2.5, I'm going to have to write this down, Where's my pencil? I need a pencil. Come on, pencil, pencil. Otherwise known as a Russian space pen. Oh, I've lost my pencil. Oh, really? Where would I have put that? Okay, so dry wipe marker then it is on my stone. So got 2.5, one little niblet, and then 17. Right. So look at the other side. Using my impressive skills of imperial measurement. So we've got 2.5, one little niblet, 17 in length. Right, so when I torque these up, we should be able to measure the stretch on the bolt. That's the plan. That is the plan. See how that goes. So torque wrench. 1/2 inch 13mm socket. It is a 1/2 inch socket. I'm joking. Right, so they're both nipped up with a normal socket wrench. So now we're doing torquage. It's quite a turn that. Just going to go nice and even on them. Wow. You know when you doubt your setting, pounds per foot, yeah. That's that one. It's a good click on this wrench actually. It's one of them Halford's Pro Tools. I don't usually rate Halfords, but their Pro Tools are quite good. There we go. Right, we'll call that torqued. Right, let's see if the stretch, shall we? Right, so that one first. Okay. .5 and 2 nibbly bits. Wow. .5, 2 nibbly bits and 10. Wow. 2 nibbly bits. And one was 0 and one was 10. And it says in the book we should have 4 or 5 thou stretch, which is about right. Well, it's definitely a thou. Maybe they stretch over time. Yeah, well, it's definitely stretched though. I wouldn't want to go by the stretch method because I would have stretched them a lot harder thinking about it. So yeah, I need to tuck the other ones. And then this bad boy then is ready. I can't believe I'm going to say it. It's ready to go in my crankcase, which is over there. I'm so excited about it. As soon as it's in the crankcase, I can get it back on the bench in my stand and then the building can start in anger. Well, not anger, yeah, I'm going to be very careful about it, but okay. There we go. We have torque. Fantastic. Right, so now what I need to do, this is ready to go. This bad boy, I'm just going to get the airline out and some super spray and just make sure all of the oil lines and everything are absolutely clear before I put this together and I put the two halves together. I will meet you on the other bench. Fantastic. Right, so everything's been super cleaned. We're in a good shape with that. We've also got the crankshaft main seal here. This one, everyone always asks, which way is it supposed to be in? Because this looks counterintuitive, right? It looks like it's the wrong way around. And if you think about it though, it's not, right? When the piston goes up in the engine, so away from here, it creates a vacuum in the crankcase, right? And what you don't want is all the crappy clutch debris oil being sucked into the engine through there. So that seal is to stop it sucking rather than blowing. When it's blowing, there's a valve on the end of the camshaft that allows that to breathe. That's fine. Sucking is what you don't want. Don't want your engine to suck. So that's in, great. Bearings in, that can go in, that can go on. I'm gonna just do a final inspection of the mating surface between the two crankcase halves. That's got to be absolutely pristine, because you don't want any debris in there. I think that's all good. Just give it a little fettle maybe. No, it's okay. It's okay. We're all okay. We're okay. I'm just getting nervous because you only know what you only want to do this once. All right. So how's that feeling? It's all feeling good. Make sure there's no bruises on the edge. It's going to keep it sitting proud because that would be bad. All holes have been blown out. Everything's been super cleaned. That's looking good. I mean, technically you don't really need to seal these, but I'm going to put a little bit of well seal around the edge just to make sure. I don't want it to leak. So I think we're ready to go. So crank all torqued, ready to go. Sludge tubes in, everything came back from Patrick's like that. I double checked the bolt for the torque on the bolt for the sludge tube. That's all good. So it's ready to go together. I think we're gonna cue some music, put the crankcase halves together and get it in the engine stand. Oh, right, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. As if by magic, as if by magic, the two crankcase halves are together. And the reason it looks like magic is because I'm getting so excited about building the engine that I forgot to put the time-lapse thing on with the music so you can see me put it together and everything. Anyway, I did it and it's together, and here it is together on the bench. Right, that's the boring side, obviously. This is the kind of nice, side here with the connecting rods. You see those just go down, and they also go up as well. Just, brilliant. There's no play in it. It feels lovely. Crankcase are slotted together without any major drama. I didn't have to hit them or anything. Yeah, it's great. Just nice fit. And I've got a bolt in there. And I've got a bolt in there. One here and one there. So enough bolts to just squish it together. It's looking absolutely lovely. Right, so now I'm at the point now where I can put the camshafts in. It's easier to do them this way, right, from the top, and the reason being, you've got that rotary doofer, right, for the crankcase breather down that hole there, and I want to make sure that is tip top when I do it. All right, actually I might I might just pull it out again just to make absolutely sure I know exactly where it is. So I need my telescopic little mirror thing, which I've totally lost. Okay, might have to double check it another way. Let's see if I can. Let's get a torch. Hang on a minute. Torch, torch, torch. There we go. Okay, so the little tangy bits go up are directly like that. So put a bit of build oil around the end of my cam there. I'm saying all this, can you see? I might just pick you up just a little bit. There we go. Right, so build oil on the end of the cam, and I also want a bit of build oil in here. Let's get that nice and lube. A bit of that as well on the cam itself. Not the cam, the bearing, I suppose you'd call it, on the end there. Right, round there, just so it's nice and moist. Bit of, who doesn't like a moist cam? Right, now that's got to go in bang on that way, so that we engage the rotary breather valve. And I think it did, because otherwise it wouldn't sit down all the way. Feels a bit tight. Why is that tight? Let's give it a push here. Oh no, it's not this. It's not tight. It's quite. Oh, there we go. You can feel the spring on it now. It's actually springing up and down, which means that is engaged with the rotary valve. Great. So to the other one while we're here. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Can't believe I didn't put the old time lapse on. Show you me putting my crank to a monumental point in time, right? It's I mean, that's what we've all been waiting for, is the crankcase halves to go together. And I was so excited about it, I forgot to press the button. God, you know, it's a good job I don't work in television. Imagine missing this morning when Phil told everybody. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Right, so there we go. The exhaust cam. I'm gonna worry about that too much because I haven't got the rev counter drive. That's just going to slide in the bush. Slidey, slidey. Turny, turny. God, I tell you, it's thick stuff, this engine build oil. When stuff doesn't spin easy on it, you know what I mean? It's creates quite a bit of drag. It's going to take a bit of kicking over our first go. Right, I suppose that's the idea. You know, this stuff like sort of lingers around. Doesn't do a runner or any of that. Right, now cam locking plates. Got cam locking plates here, there, and I've got brand new countersinkers here, which then need a centre punch to stop them undoing and stuff. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, so I'm going to do that this way. I might do that while it's like this and then get it in the engine stand. And this time I am definitely going to cue the music. stand. Did I just move the camera? No, I didn't. I'm okay. Right, so I've got the cam retaining plates in. I've centre punched the new countersunk screws, looking pretty good. I've moved the cams around to roughly where, rough idea of timing. So now I've got to put the pinion wheels back on. Now the bottom one, the crank one here, I am not happy with the condition. I can't even see where I've put it now. I'm not happy with the condition of the woodruff key. Right, so I've ordered another one, so I might have to wait a little bit for that. But this goes on, and when these go on, the threaded part on the outside for the extraction tools has to be on the outside. If you put it on the wrong way round, press it on, it ain't never coming off again. So super careful with those. So there is a timing mark on that. There's a little dot at the top here. So that sort of sits on there, and then you've got the kind of loose wheel, the non-driven one. It goes in the middle here. So that's going to go roughly there, back there. Right, yeah. So then you've got a dot on this one here and a dot on this one here, and they go on cam pinions themselves. You're looking for a dot there, so there's a dot there, and that dot, that's the woodruff key you use, which is roughly in the right direction here, and then that will go to there, like that, and then this one for the inlet, there's the dot, there's the dot, dots there, and that will go on there like that, and woodruff key should be roughly in the right position. So they've got to go on like that. Lovely. And you can't put the oil pump on until these two are on, definitely, because they're in the way. Alright, so actually, can you have the oil pump? Yeah, this can go on later. So I might be able to put these two on. Now I know that which woodruff key has to go on first. Right, so I can do those. Now to do that, you use the extraction tool that we use to take them off, which is these, right? But this, so I'll pull one off like that. This screws onto the, can't remember now. I've got to remind myself how the tools work. If I remember right, that goes through there. That one goes through there. It's the big one for the bottom. Yeah, so the big one is for taking them off, and the little ones are for putting them back on. They, oh god, I can't remember. Can't remember how they go on now. That goes on there, and then that. Oh man, I'm gonna have to remind myself of how to do these, because I've totally forgotten. I thought this went through there and onto there. I could be wrong. Often am. That goes in there, that goes in there. That one for that one. Yeah, that one goes on there, like that. Right, then you put that over the top of it, and then that winds in to wind it on. Right, now know where we are now, and that one, left hand thread obviously, goes on there like that, and the other one goes over that. Right, now I remember now. So that goes over that and on. Oh, I've lost my dot now and everything. I'll confuse myself. Yeah, dot like that. So that goes over there, like that, to screw on. In fact, let's take that out of the way. And then this one goes over here. Lovely. Lovely. Then use this like that. That comes off. This screws on the outer part of the pinion like that, and then that then screws, get right in a minute, that screws onto there, and you tighten that, that pushes the cam pinion onto the end of the cam. That's how we're going to do it, right? So I reckon we need to do that with some music. Cue the music. Okay, Houston, we have a problem. Right, now it's not a big problem, but it is a problem nonetheless, and I'm glad I've noticed it now, because apart from build oil dribbling down it, I just put the cam pinions on and tried them, right, and they went tight. I thought that's a bit weird. I thought maybe I've pushed them on with the tool, pushed them on a bit too hard, but you can't really put them on too hard because they seat against the end of the cam, and then the cam has got a very slight bit of movement, bit of clearance. So the back of the pinion wheel, which is that, runs on that steel plate, right? And there's a slot in it that allows the oil. The oil comes in this dam here and dribbles in and goes around the cam and comes through these little grooves. And so it doesn't matter if it rubs against this too much because it's lubricated. Same from the other side as well. But when I put these all the way down, I tried turning it round, and there was like not a grinding noise, but it went tight, and I didn't like it being tight. And the more I moved it, the more it was like a grinding noise, right? And I wasn't happy with it. So I've taken the exhaust one back off and I had a look at it, and let's have a look, see if you can see that on the see if I can get it in the light here. See the lines that are kind of in the build oil there, these sort of lines here, right? Now measuring that up, right, from the center of the thing, about there, about there, about there, about there, right, so about like that. That countersunk screw, you know I said I put new countersunk screws in, they're very, very slightly proud of the surface of that plate, and they're rubbing on the back of the wheels when you torque them all the way down. Never ever seen that before. So I've just replaced them with two of the old screws and checked, and they're fine, right? They're below the surface. But this is an old screw and a new screw. I don't know if I can get these on camera. Let's have a look. Don't know if it'll focus, but one of them, the countersink, isn't countersunk enough. Right, it's too high. So of course I'd centre punched them in and everything. Pain. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn just a little bit off the top of the head of each of these new screws. Now of course that means the slot might not be deep enough, so I might have to run a hacksaw down that, but I'm going to have to machine the top of those screws off so they fit properly, so I can push the pinions on properly. Never seen that before. Glad I noticed before I put it all together, otherwise I wouldn't have known why my engine was locked up. But yeah, it was enough. It was enough to lock it. That's yeah, not good. So I'm going to spin the heads off these in the lathe, take these old ones back out, put the new ones back in, machine down, make sure I've got them to the right size, and then I'm going to try it again. I'll be back in a moment. Right, so I've just machined one of them down, and it gives them a lovely finish on the head, obviously, and that is just below the surface now, about the same as the old screws. I had to take 25 thousandths of an inch off the top of that, which is quite a lot, isn't it? That's like 1/4 of a millimetre. English millimetres, obviously. Yeah, who knew? Never seen that before, ever. Nothing's ever simple, is it? But like I said when I started Project Tribza many years ago, I said if I'm building an engine and I encounter a problem, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to tell you all about the problem. So I could have just done this and not told anyone, but I think it's important because someone else might experience this. And this say fix it. So right, so I've done one, and I've got to take 25 thou off each one. They all look the same, so I've got to pull this pinion back off, get the screws out of that, get that one out of there, and I've got 3 screws to do. Cue the music. Okay, right now, so after my countersunk screw adventure, now I've put these on. I've nipped these up, but I can't get them very tight without the rest of it all being in. But I've nipped them up a little bit, so they're fairly tight. Timing marks are lined, which is irrelevant really, because I've got to put this bottom one on yet. But now it's a bit slow and draggy because of the build oil. But that is bang on, and there is no nasty grinding noise, and they haven't kind of nipped up tight. Never ever seen that before. There we go. So when someone says on a forum, "Oh, I've put all my timing cover back on and the engine feels really tight," countersunk screws, who knew? Yeah, that feels lovely. In the end I took 27, nearly 30 thou off the head of those screws. So 30 thou, that's 3/4 of a metric millimetre. There's quite a lot of meat on the top of those that shouldn't have been there, but there we go. Who knew? Right, so yeah, that's all good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it for today. Next thing, I need the woodruff key for that, so I'm waiting for that. That's probably going to be next week. But in the meantime, I can. I've ordered new studs as well for my barrel because I had to cut one out on the way out and I totally forgot about it. So that's come in. Studs come in. The little ferrule thing that goes over the top of that one and that one is coming. I need to take these studs out, so I'll do a bit of stud extraction probably tomorrow actually. I think I can fit the oil pump. That'd be nice thing to do, and I can put the gearbox cluster in. So I've got stuff I can be getting on with while I'm waiting for the. I mean, I have got the key for that, which is I don't know where I've put it now. I think I put it in here. Is it in here? I don't know. I put it somewhere. I had a look at it, but I'm not happy with it, you know. And you don't want to be lying in bed thinking one day someone's going to take my engine apart and they'll see that woodruff key and they'll go, "What a cowboy!" So can't have that. Yeah, some things to do tomorrow. It's getting there. It's tantalisingly close to getting there. It's really exciting now. So don't rush, it's getting late, and to be honest, I was walking my dog earlier on and I caught my thumb in a kissing gate and it really hurts. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm gonna get back on it in the morning with a fresh pair of eyes, and yeah, I'm very pleased with that. I'm very pleased with those. Feel amazing. Oh, it's going to be so nice when it's done. So nice. Yes, I'm extremely excited about it all. Look at that, guys. Just look at that. And then the pump's here. I'm just going to offer the pump up now. Oh, the pump's going to go on there, and it's going to. It's going to be. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Right then. Okay. Until next time. Thanks for watching, everybody.